Good evening and welcome to the December 9th edition of KSC-TV News. I'm Christian Valentin.
And I'm Matthew White. This is our final newscast of the fall 2021 semester. Thanks for tuning in this evening. Accidental drowning is the cause of death for a UNH student who disappeared after a party over the weekend. WMUR reports the medical examiner released autopsy findings for 22-year-old Vinny LaRosie on Wednesday. Friends reported LaRosie missing after a party where he had been drinking into the early hours Saturday morning. Police found his body on Marsh off Co Drive in Durham Sunday afternoon.
Light snowfall Wednesday night has caused some icy roads across New Hampshire. WMUR reports that icy conditions and vehicles off the road have been reported throughout the morning. Meteorologist Kevin Skarupa says that additional snow showers are to be expected for Friday. Travelers are advised to drive safely and plan ahead in case of slippery roads. The cause of a second fire alarm in Alstead is still under investigation. The Keene Sentinel reports the house at 112 Walpole Valley Road was destroyed in a fire Tuesday morning. The deputy fire chief said that no one was injured and the house is salvageable. The New Hampshire Fire Marshal and the family's insurance company are investigating the fire, but investigators say it does not appear suspicious.
Cheshire County is looking to add 760 housing units over the next 3 years. This is Cheshire County's contribution to the greater efforts by the entire state to improve housing stability. The Keene Sentinel reports New Hampshire has 0.9% rental vacancy rate compared to a healthy 4 to 5%. Median rent for two-bedroom units has also gone up over $400 in the last decade. Keene Mayor George Hansel says it would be very difficult for Keene to reach this goal on its own, but take effort from the whole region. Hansel adds that public perception is one obstacle to overcome.
I'm not talking about adding 300 units of housing in a community of 3,000 people. We're talking about adding 20. And Keene is obviously a big player. We have to do our part and add some of the larger housing units as well.
Hansel says that Keene plans to approach this through education about what increased housing would look like. Another obstacle, however, is a lack of space to build these units. Hansel says that one area to reform is land use policies that restrict housing based on property size. He also wants to continue having these conversations about housing into the future. Some efforts already underway include project proposals in Swansea and Walpole.
The former home of the KSC Writing Center is up for grabs. KSC-TV's Amber Olson is live in the studio to tell us what's going on with 81 Blake Street. Amber?
Christian, since the Writing Center moved into Mason Library, 81 Blake Street has been empty, but there are campus groups interested in using the property. One possible use for the building has to do with the campus COVID plan. COVID task force member Colin Burdick says he would like to use it for his team. Burdick says the site would be perfect for a testing center. It would also allow the COVID team to get out of Monadnock Hall, which the college is considering selling.
The Writing Center was small enough that we could easily run a symptomatic and pre-appointment testing operation out of, rather than using Monadnock. Get people on the side of the street, more centralized to campus.
Burdick told me he has put his request in with the Space Planning Committee, and there is at least one other group interested in the building. At news time, we have not been able to find out who that other group is or when a decision on who to give the space to might be made. Back to you, Matt.
Thanks, Amber. Finals week are next week, and it's important for college students to stay mentally focused on their schoolwork. This week, I talked to experts about what students can do to protect their mental health. A recent study by Active Minds organization reports 39% of college students suffer with mental health issues. Common mental illnesses students face include anxiety, stress, and depression. With finals week approaching, many students are feeling burnt out from their heavy workloads. One Keene State student says the pressure students face to succeed during finals week intensifies mental health struggles.
Yeah, I think finals definitely have an impact on mental health of students. I think it creates a really stressful environment. Yeah, teachers give out like dates at the beginning of the year on the syllabus and stuff, but it all comes up really quick and it's everything all at once. So
physical activity is one way to relieve stress during finals. Getting up and moving around can help clear the mind and avoid burning out in the classroom.
I always think it's the best thing to help with mental health because it takes your mind off studying and the stress and just makes it easy to just go away and do something for even half an hour, 15 minutes, whatever.
Students at Keene State also have access to free counseling sessions through the Wellness Center. Keene State's Associate Vice President for Student Engagement says there are plenty of resources on campus for students to use.
I would direct folks to the Wellness Center, Student Involvement Team, Aspire, and other student academic support services team members. Really, the library, even their own sort of academic departments.
Students should not be afraid to talk about their mental health with others, especially if it's getting in the way of their studies. If you or anyone you know is dealing with mental health issues, you should help by contacting the Wellness Center or a specific health group. KSC-TV, Matthew White. The Wellness Center will be hosting a relaxation day for students in the Student Center on December 13th.
Keene State College will be returning to its normal daily class schedule next school year. The College Senate has voted to return to classes at noon, 2, and 4 in the afternoon. This year there have been no classes at noon and 5 to allow classrooms to air out under COVID protocols. That change has led to fewer class times available in the afternoon. Students will be returning next year with the ability to sign up for classes at noon. Keene State College made the decision to give students more flexibility with their schedules. KSC senior Sarah Burt says going back to the old system provides more scheduling options.
It would allow us to have more classes so we can get into these classes and not have to stay an extra semester because people weren't allowed to schedule classes at noon.
As COVID cases continue to rise in the state of New Hampshire, a more diverse class schedule should help students retain social distancing practices.
Keene has the best tasting tap water in the Granite State. That's the verdict of the judge in a taste testing organized by Granite State Rural Water Association. The Sentinel reports Keene beat out half a dozen other communities. The city's water will now go on national competition. That's the Great American Water Taste Test held in Washington, D.C. in February.
That's all for this edition of KSC-TV. This has been our last show of the semester, and we thank you for watching all semester long.
We'll be back after the holidays with more news from campus and the community. We'll see you then, and have a happy holiday season.